The worst thing you can imagine to happen in this game is going a man down against a Brazilian football team that will pass the ruddy heck out of you with a man advantage because they're Brazilians. In incredible heat, a man down, so you're chasing the ball against Brazilians who are more acclimatized to heat. And that is all thanks to Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea, though, outclassed on the day. Flamengo 3, Chelsea 1. And you know what, mate? Flamengo was the first team represented on the scoreboard as the home team, and they might as well have been. An incredible support from the Brazilian Rio football team. Loads and loads of Flamengo fans. We know in the Club World Cup, they've been incredibly passionate. And they've done them, they're a credit to their, football culture, supporting culture. But we've got so much to crack into here, guys, because the game changed in a matter of minutes. And we've got to talk about strikers. We've got to talk about Cole Palmer on the right wing. For all them man who was just asking Palmer to play on the right wing. No. No. And the Jackson, I think it's his birthday. Did I read that right or hear that right on the DAZN commentary? Because 20th of... Yes, his birthday. It's his 24th birthday today. Guys, welcome back to Football Therapy. We're going to talk about this. I'm really annoyed, actually. I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the players that have been let down by Nico Jackson. I'm going to try my hardest to remember this is like a young man, Jackson, who wants to do well for his team, but simply cannot be trusted at all. He cannot be trusted. Certain players played really well. It was a weird setup from the manager. I've been really high on Maresca, and for the majority of the season, there was a few wobbly moments, but towards the end, I've liked what he's done. I've liked how he's set up. I like how he's developing players, the players like him. I did think this was a weird setup. Look, we may as well get into it now and look at it on SofaScore. As you can see, attacking momentum. We scored in the first half. It was kind of against the run of play, and then let me just move this. But it was relatively even if you look at the attacking momentum. We started the second half really good, and then they just slapped us out of nowhere. 2 goals, and then we got the red card, of course. But Chelsea still rallied a little bit if you look after the red card. We've shown to do that before, that we can do it. It's kind of like a carbon copy of the Newcastle game in that we got sort of into the game again, a man down, but ultimately we were screwed because of what happened. I'm going to say what happened from a player getting sent off. Literally the same player, Nicholas Jackson, doing the exact same thing. So Flamengo, interestingly, managed by former Chelsea player, Premier League winner with Chelsea, which, he didn't play much, did he, because of Azpilicueta, Felipe Luis. I'm just going to try and change the aperture and see if this... There you go. That sorted me out a little bit. Yeah, man. Danilo scored. Of course, you got Jorginho in the midfield, absolutely rolling around and diving all over the gaff. Got Caicedo booked early. Caicedo was in his face. Yep. Chelsea, we went with this 4-3-3 formation. Now, we're going to look at the heat maps in a moment, or the players played, and talk about player performances. But quickly, let's just walk you through what happened. Let's do it as a game of 2 halves, isn't it? The first half, although we only had 37% of the ball, we had 3 big chances to their 0. Same amount of shots, but we created more big chances. I'm not going to dig out Rob Sanchez too much here, but he did start the game really, really poorly, and worryingly so, in terms of giving the ball away all the time, and he was just playing the hits in that sense. Do you know what I mean? But the first half, they made more passes, but this is... I don't care. I'm a Chelsea fan. They can have, as Mourinho once famously said, well, they can take the ball home, and we'll take the 3 points. We didn't get it, though. We didn't get the 3 points here. But, yeah, dominant in terms of chances in the first half. Second half, there you go. It's what you'd expect, really. We had 6 shots, but they had the 4 big chances to the 1. And of course, in terms of the timeline, Caicedo booked early doors, shouting in Jorginho's face for flopping around like a wuss. Pedro Neto scores a great goal that he earned himself, pressing on his unfavoured left-hand side, of course, to accommodate Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. We're going to talk about that, don't worry. Yeah, it's a great goal. He sort of benefited off a ball bouncing off him that he ran onto and finished lovely past just under the goalkeeper. It's a great goal. It's great reward for industry for Pedro Neto. Just while I remember it now, a few minutes later, he did that amazing dribble. DAZN shared it where he was, dancing around loads of people and then finished it with a nutmeg. So he was feeling himself. 2 goals in 2 games. He's been our player of the Club World Cup so far. Pedro Neto. Delap gets booked for a weirdly needless, fuggish foul. I do like a bit of physicality. I do like what he's bringing, but that was apparently, that's something in his game he needs to iron out. We start the second half really, really well, but then they score the first goal. There was also, I think people were looking for offsides in both goals. Free as a freaking bird. I mean, to be honest, both goals, free as a bird. Poor defending. Chelsea, in 3 minutes, you go behind, basically, from leading the game. In between, of course, the 2 goals in the chaos, we see Delap come off for Jackson. This is obviously as a response to the goal, but it was always going to happen. Similarly with Reece James and Lavia, that's more probably a fitness thing. They're both being managed. So they both swapped. Reece James was ostensibly playing as a midfielder. We'll look at the heat maps. And then they go ahead. Danilo scores. We'll talk about Nico Jackson's horror tackle, but he comes on for 5 minutes. If that. Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the pitch. He stamps on someone's shin. And rightly gets a straight red card. I just want to say now, the ref was really poor, I think, in the first half. And look, by the end of the game, I wasn't thinking about the ref. But in the first half, when we were winning, by the way, I was like, this ref is giving everything to Flamengo. He's letting them be physical, but not letting Chelsea be physical. So I'm not going to try and be a sore loser blaming the ref, because actually my biggest criticism was when we were leading. But yeah, the ref seemed pretty poor. Also, at the end of the first half, we didn't get a penalty from a shirt pull, wrong side of the play on Enzo Fernandez, that for me, I thought was a penalty. Now, of course, my Instagram is the vast majority are Chelsea fans, so this will be a bias poll. But I did do a poll on my Instagram to say, was that a foul on Enzo Fernandez? Yeah, so 1,000 votes or something, and 72% said yes. I think it was a penalty for Chelsea, and at that point we should have gone 2-0 up with a penalty, and that's probably part of my annoyance because you see the ref cam and the ref can see it as well. So the VAR probably thinking, well, it's not clear and obvious. The ref could see it. Because if you didn't see it, the ref, they'd be like, oh, come and look at the screen because you didn't see this. But they know the ref was looking at it. So they didn't get involved. Oh, it's not clear and obvious. But for me, call me a biased Chelsea fan, I think it's a penalty. Jackson gets sent off. We make they make a couple of changes. We see the rarely spotted Mark Yu, who I feel could probably be more trusted than Nico Jackson at the moment. He comes in for Parma. Noni, yeah, predictably comes on as well as a trusted player. And then they get the 3rd goal. And they see it out. Congratulations to Flamengo. Oh, by the way, guys, I had to just get straight into this video. If you want to support the content, drop a like on this video. And if you enjoy my content, why not subscribe? Hit the bell if you subscribe. Right. So we're going to do player performances. We're going to have a look at these guys a little bit, and then we're going to talk about Jackson and stuff. First of all, Sanchez, he gets a pass. My thoughts remain. He's for a 27-year-old. He's not a child. He looks too rattled a lot of the time and does these silly passes and gives away possession. He makes the odd good save. He gets a pass in this game ultimately, but in terms of looking at him as a profile, my position remains. Now, the whole back four, I do think Colwill was the bright spark. He did a wicked clearance off the line. Colwill, out of the other defenders, has at the end of the season that's just finished, or we're in now, I don't know if it's the same season. Him and Neto essentially have been growing into this Chelsea team, and I think he was the pick of the back line. Let's have a look in heat map. So yeah, Cucurella, that is a left back. Gusto, that is a right back, not even inverting. So he played like a conventional back four confirmation there from all the heat maps. Maybe that's sort of why. And Reece James, yeah, played as a right central defensive midfielder. Caicedo played as an everywhere central defensive midfielder. He played well. He played passionately. He always does. I feel a little bit for Enzo Fernandez. He would have hated losing to a Brazilian team as an Argentinian. I think he did all right. He made a key pass. He, again, as soon as that sending off happens, he looks gassed, basically. Nico Jackson is not going to be popular. Let's do some positives then, because this is pretty much it. I'd say Colwill, Caicedo, and Neto, and Sanchez, he made saves. I don't want to be unfair to him, but I just have a, opinion and a position on him. I thought Neto was good. He did concede a dangerous foul, playing on his less favoured side, tracking back and making a wrong-sided tackle. But he scored a great goal. He demonstrated that insanely talented, awesome dribble where he did the nutmeg and danced around a few players. And yeah, he was great. He was great. Well done, Neto. You are a worthy Chelsea starter in terms of form. Delap started well. That yellow card was needless, but he does excite in terms of profile. As you can see, he's been absolutely given a stinking score here, which possibly is a little bit harsh. Apparently, he missed 2 big chances. Now, that does seem harsh. Maybe the one where he forces the save from the goalkeeper. But am I... Get in the comment section. Was there real obvious big chances that he missed? The ground duels 1 out of 4 is not great. I mean, he only lost possession 5 times, which for forwards often could be a lot more. But yeah, I mean, stinky, obviously. He got an assist in the first game. And, yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this moment here, he got hooked just after we conceded. I kind of feel like he is a victim of whatever Maresca was doing here. I trust Maresca. He's the manager that I want for Chelsea. But, yeah, my word. Now, let's do Cole Palmer before we speak about... Look, firstly, is there any point analysing Lavia, Madueke, and Q? I'd argue no, because of the game state and, the times they played and everything. Palmer, not the worst rated player on the pitch, but... Freaking hell, mate. No shots on target, no shots off target, no shots whatsoever. 1 out of 3 dribbles, 12 accurate... Cole Palmer playing against a side we would be a lot higher ranked. To only complete 12 passes, he will hate. 3 out of 9 ground duels, which is low for him because he does actually have really good combative work rate. Cole Palmer at right wing doesn't work in a proper winger system. So people try and compare it to the Pochettino system. It's pointless. He was coming inside anyway. Maresca, who actually apparently put Palmer on the right wing in the under-23s at Man City, which is funny. But to see Cole Palmer as we know him, as this superstar, as this game changer, as this, clutch player, he needs to be playing on the inside spots. And when you play as a winger in Maresca's system, which I like and endorse and want Chelsea to continue with because we got top 4 and a trophy with it, you need 1v1 wingers. You need your Noni Maduekes. You need your Pedro Netos, and you need your, Jamie Gittinses. Palmer and Esteval, I think, in Maresca's system, you're going to want to see sort of cooking up. I wonder if Esteval will work better as a winger than Palmer. So I just don't want to... I don't want to see Palmer... I think maybe I'm being a little bit unfair in terms of what happened in the game, and maybe this setup didn't serve him, but I just feel like him as a winger doesn't work. Nicholas Jackson. Right then, deep breath. I'm going to try and be a little bit compassionate. I'm not going to just slate him because I'm not that guy. You guys know I'm not that guy to just, coat a player off. It's not my style. And my position remains the same. He's a player with a really high ceiling that coaches really like in terms of when he's playing football and not doing national act. And when I did a video a couple of days ago about him being linked to Aston Villa, vast majority in the comments were like, we cannot sell Nico Jackson. But this is... excuse my French. He can't do this. He stitched his teammates up again. Maresca's talked about after that Newcastle game, he let his teammates down and he needs to earn their trust back. Doing it again in the heat against the Brazilian side is not the way to win their trust back. They'll feel bad for him probably because it's his birthday, but they just ran around sweating their gonads off. Hey man, the cat's just coming. Are you disappointed with Nico Jackson? It's not the way to do it. Right, where are we? And let's just quickly have a look at this for context. This is La Table. So Flamengo, top of the table with 4 goal difference. We're on 0 goal difference now after that. We are 3 points. So if we beat the Tunisian side that we play, possibly even, if we draw or beat them, we'll go through. We'll go through, basically. because Flamengo will beat LA as far as I'm concerned as well. I think Flamengo will top the group unless they lose to Los Angeles, and then we batter these man. So Flamengo will top the group deservedly. Congratulations to them. We should go through and then face a good team in the first knockout round. But I'll tell you what, guys, you can register new players for knockout rounds. Yeah, you can register new players for the knockout rounds. Chelsea want to win this competition because it gets you a lot of money. Will this Nicholas Jackson situation make the Chelsea owners go, all right, let's get this deal over the line we've been talking about in the background. Let's get over the line. Let's register them for the knockouts because he's banned for 3 games, isn't he, Jackson? Straight red, dangerous play. 2 knockout games, mate. Go by strike. I mean, unless you want to just mark you and Delap, which you could do. But I wonder if there's a situation in the background that they were umming and ahhing about. And then again, this Nico Jackson creates a decision. I don't know, man. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining me, for liking and subscribing. The support on the channel has been great recently, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you for joining the party. Yeah, I'll be here every single day, man. See you soon. Peace.